Hey everybody, it's me, Michael B. I am a little bit late getting to the party tonight. I apologize, guys, but hopefully everything sounds good, looks good, and I've got my new Stream Deck, and hopefully I can control this thing a little bit better so it's a little bit less awkward and there's better transitions. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second annual Home Arcade Awards, where tonight we will celebrate the best, or, sort of the okay from the past year in the home arcade space. We'll be taking a look at most of the topics that we looked at last year, except applying them to this year, as well as modifying some topics to keep it relative. Anyways, guys, I hope I keep you entertained. I hope that you don't get tired of my bad puns, constantly giving Best Online awards to Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom 2 from Arcade 1-Up. Anyways, let's sit back, relax, let's enjoy ourselves for another episode of Chillin' Chat with Michael B. So first things first, I want to say hello to the viewers who have tuned in to Chillin' Chat tonight and the Home Arcade Awards. Of course, we've got Novasonic23, the puns are the best part. Nooner, any bribing involved in these awards? Yeah. Woo! Cornercade, it's nice to see you as well. Console Kits, Mike, are you feeling better? I think I had what you had last week. You mean what I've had for the last 2 months, Console Kits? I am feeling a little bit better. Unfortunately, the rest of my family is still super sick, so hopefully I don't catch it again, and hopefully they get better soon. JR, I'd like to proactively accept my award for Best Viewer. I'm sorry, man. I should have had that as a category. Conti Dinda, what's happening, brother? Music Mike, Papa Brad's Gaming. What's happening, Papa Brad? Rody 8105, Steps Gaming. Mike George, thank you very much. I am feeling a little bit better. Stephen C, Best Arcade, Canadian Arcade Show on YouTube. Thank you very much, Stephen C. Sterling Hall, thank you very much for being here, brother. Nick Poe 584, happy Monday night. Gallagher Guy 88, what's happening? Zero Redux, MSU Rich, El Captain, Ep Cyclone, Marty McFly, Chris Langlois. Chris, did you get any deals from this past week, brother? David G is here, Nick Gamble, Stupid Fat Hobbit, Multicade Matt, Alfred Berger, Dark Empire, Endless One Up, Brian Trusty, and Joe Huofsky. I'm sorry, Husowski. I'm sorry if I said that wrong. EJ Lozano, Boomer Bob, Midlife Arcade. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started with the Sorta Awards. I'm not sure if P-Dub's Multicade Monday is still going. If so, I'm very sorry, guys. I don't mean to cut it into his time, but we got to give away these awards. Now, in typical 19K Fox fashion, some of these awards are even going to have cards this year. I have upped the production budget by about 199%, so I actually have some viewer cards to lead into the topics and let you know what you're voting on. But also, unfortunately, the clicky keyboard is back, and we are going to be doing the voting live in the polls to decide which which item is going to win for which category. So I apologize, but at least for some of the categories, I'll have pictures up on the screen to sort of distract you from all the clicky typing. Hey, Weapon X, what's happening? All right, so let's get started with our first topic, and I meant to have this up here, and of course, I didn't bring it in with me. So the first topic we'll take on tonight is Best Home Arcade Game Lineup. So this is, we're going to be looking at the best game lineup that comes stock on the home arcade product that you're buying. So let me just bring it up here, bring it up. And here we go. See if this is the right one or if this is not. It is the right one. So here are the categories for Best Arcade Game Lineup that comes stock on the cabinet. Your first choice is the Street Fighter 2 Turbo Hyper Fighting Yoga Flame Pizza the Hut cabinet. Everybody raves and rants about this may be the best game lineup on any home arcade product. You get 14 games. Is it 14? A lot we've never seen before, like Battle Circuit. Final Fight's back on there. A lot of the Capcom ones I love didn't make it back, but apparently it's got a really good game lineup. Then we move on to Arcade 1-Up, and while this cabinet still doesn't have online for its titular title or marquee title, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, it's hard to argue that there isn't a better Marvel fighting game compilation out there. I think it's just short of missing that Punisher beat 'em up, and this would have been a near perfect cab if the online worked for Marvel vs. Capcom 2. So Marvel vs. Capcom 2's games lineup, and then we've got the Legends Pinball Micro. It came with, what was it, 50 included games? I'm trying to remember now, but a lot of the good, Taito games. It came with some of the deluxe Zaccaria games and some of the other Zaccaria games. A lot of value with this pinball table right out of the box. And last but not least, we had the iiRcade Gold. So this is not the Dead Cells version. It's all the versions. And, well, the Dead Cells version also came with a download code for Dead Cells, so you could include that. So you get your stock games, which include Dragon's Lair, includes Beach Buggy Racing, includes Double Dragon, but also you get Dead Cells or whatever game code came with your iiRcade. So here we go. Get ready for the clicky typing, ladies and gentlemen. Clicky typing time. Clicky typing time. Hope you guys enjoy the clicky typing, because now you guys are going to vote and tell us who the winner is from my clicky typing. I wish there was an option to have all this ready to go. Maybe I should have used a separate source instead of the poll in the chat. But I appreciate you guys sticking with me while I do it, and I know my singing is horrible. Alright, so we're going to ask the community. You guys have 3 minutes to vote. Tell me which of these, in fact, has the best included games lineup. We've got the Yoga Flame, like I said, 14 games, some real good Capcom classic arcade titles. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, basically the best of both worlds with the Marvel vs. Capcom and X-Men vs. Street Fighter cabs, just missing that Punisher. ALP Micro comes with a ton of those Taito and Zaccaria tables from AtGames, really good value. And of course you can add more, but we can't include that here. Then we've also got the Dead Cells iiRcade, or any of the iiRcades. Say for example you bought Space Invaders, you get the normal included games plus your download code. This song is fire. I don't know about that, Justin. It's not fire, but it came up on it. Nick Gamble says iiRcade wins it for the AAA titles. Hey, I would argue Double Dragon and Dragon's Lair are definitely AAA titles, so there you go. Where can I find that song? Spotify, iTunes? I don't know, brother. Am I going to be in the next Disney movie? Oh, I am signed to Disney Plus, so I am a princess. Your category is the Dig Dug Cab. Yeah, that's a good one. No, we didn't get the blue version of Yoga Flame in Canada, and as much as I pestered the Brick and the distributor here, they didn't get the Shin Hadouken version. That's the one I wanted because I found it less offensive to my eyes. Also, I love the Super Street Fighter Marquee, and I also love the control panel, but unfortunately we didn't get it. Hey, thank you very much, Kong Zaros. I'm a fancy dude, man. So anyways, guys, we are currently standing at 1 minute with 56 votes, and currently right now, Yoga Flame, not surprisingly from the feedback I've heard from people, is running away with best game lineup. Make sure you vote. We've got another 2 minutes to throw it in there. I should try out for the voice Tim's Basement Arcade says. I don't think I'd make it, man. Oh yeah, one thing you can be sure of, there will be another, if not two, Street Fighters coming up from Arcade 1-Up in the new year. That's a very specific machine, but I think you'll find he sounds like he's on an 89 Packard Bell. I know. It's a gaming mechanical keyboard, and man, oh man, does it click. And it's the way I type, too. Jack Michael Sparrow, stop being so fancy with your 486. I can have a duet with Justin. I don't know about that, guys. All right, Yoga Flame is still in the lead, guys. 46%. ALP Micro only 6%, even though it has the highest number of games included right off the bat with the unit. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is in second, with the iiRcade Gold coming in at a close third. We're at 71 votes. We're going to end it there. So guys, the first winner of the Home Arcade Awards 2022 with Best Included Game Lineup goes to... Boom! Arcade 1-Up, Street Fighter 2, Yoga Flame. And P-Dubs does make a good point. The New Wave Toys Q*bert has the best game lineup of all year because it included Q*bert. I'd probably feel the same way if New Wave Toys or Quarter Arcades did a Robotron cab. Best games lineup is Terminator 2. Hard to argue with that. Hey, Al Evickman, what's happening, brother? Conti Dinda says, quality over quantity. Conti, I know you were even looking very hard at that Yoga Flame cabinet because of the lineup. When it was on sale here in Canada for $4.99. Art Dracula says, I demand a recount, but that's it, guys. That's the first prize that we've gave away here tonight. So let's get some feedback from the audience. Guys, what do you think? I'm going to close up the chat here now. It should be gone. I don't know why it's still there. So hopefully it'll go soon. But no, it's still there for some reason. I apologize. Q*bert was robbed, P-Dub says. But anyways, guys, let me know in the comments, what do you think? Do you agree? Was this the best games lineup? If not, why? Why didn't you jump in and make your voice heard? Anyways, we're going to get on to the second topic now, guys. So the second topic might not be one with a visible slide. So this one is going to be an interesting one. So we are now doing, get ready for this, Best Home Arcade Company Show. So this past year, we've seen a bunch of shows from different companies come out on YouTube. You know, the Pinball Show from Zen Studios is an example of a show done really well. But we also have some people in the home arcade space that have been producing shows, like pretty much podcasts, live podcast type materials, live broadcast type materials. So let's decide which one had the best show. And believe it or not, there's only 2 companies somehow with 3 shows, but that's what we're going to be talking about right now. So let me throw it up in the chat. We're going to start another poll. Get ready for the clicking and clacking, guys. And remember, only 2 companies have shows, but somehow there's 3 shows. So, stick with me, guys, while we do this. And make sure you let the voices... let your voices be heard. What one you prefer. So we're going to ask the community now. The second prize goes to the Best Home Arcade Company Show. So our choices are Game Days, which we tune into on Fridays to find out more about the iiRcade release for that day, or news and updates from iiRcade. Then we also have That One-Up Show, which came onto the scene this past year. The hosts are Liv and Justin Wong, and there's occasionally people from the community there. John D shows up, and we get the latest announcements from Arcade One-Up on their current products, new sales that are going up, and sometimes football players even show up. And last but not least, we've got the iiRcade Zone, the second iiRcade show. It's their official show, moving to Tuesdays, which I'm very excited to take part in the very near future. So guys, let me know in the comments, what's your favorite home arcade show? Stop making fun of my keyboard, guys. I'll get a new keyboard for next year, I promise. And if you guys aren't, this one might be skewed slightly, because if you're not an iiRcade fan, more than likely you probably haven't watched Game Days, or you haven't watched iiRcade Zone. There's a bunch of other shows that also Super Game Room Dudes. It's not a company show, Nooner. What company do we work for? I guess when Nostalgia was on the show and he was working for AtGames, that could typically be an AtGames show. Steps Gaming. Damn, I didn't realize just how many iArcade shows there were until just now. There are so many, because you think about it, there's 2 official iArcade shows, and then every now and then John and Colin will still do announcements. But then on top of that, how many different content creator groups are out there where it's, you know, iArcadians and a bunch of different groups. There's so many people. Strong community the iArcade has. That one-up show only has 5 episodes. That's true, but it's still a new show. It's a monthly show, kind of like that pinball show. Game Days is a weekly show, and so is iArcade Zone. So, you know, factor that into your considerations, guys. I'm just throwing it up there. You guys are the ones voting. Nissan Sylvia, hello, are we doomed with hoping online play for... I'm guessing he's going to say, are we done with hoping for online play for Blitz and Marvel vs. Capcom 2? It's taken a long time, so I understand people definitely saying that. Console Nutboy loves the iArcade. I don't think that's a real account. Waiting for High on Life game to finish downloading so I can play it. Oh yeah, I saw the previews for that. That's out now, or is that a preview? Arcade 1-Up is monthly, every 2 or 3 months, or every week, depending on if they have NFL Blitz stuff. Oh yeah, but that 1-Up show, I don't know, I agree. That pinball show, I agree with you, P-Dubs. I think that's the gold standard. I just didn't know if that was home arcade. I guess you're right. I don't really consider Zen to be a home arcade product. It's a video game product, but it could have been there, 100%. So we're at 3 minutes, 66 votes, and the winner is... That 1-Up show. That 1-Up show has taken the title as your favorite best home arcade show. I'm going to be surprised. I honestly thought Game Days may have had it because of their long-standing history in the community, but that 1-Up show, you guys are a big fan. I guess you like finding out what new arcade 1-Up cabinets are coming out. Again, it was a pretty limited selection as there was only 2 companies and 3 shows. P-Dubs is right. I probably should have included that pinball show. To me, that's the perfect format. Produced so well. Kills everything else, but that's my opinion. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic. And this one is going to be another one with no preview slide. Again, I increased the budget 190%. But there was only so much I could do. So I want to give credit now. Oh, wait a minute. I got to bring it back up. Best third-party product provider. So we're all very happy with our home arcade products, but every now and then you want to take it to the next level. That's a free plug for B Kong. You're welcome so much, B. And I want to recognize some people in the community that make awesome shit that improve these products that we all love so much. So first off, I want to throw up first nominee is GRS Thunder 6 Studios. Glenn, as much as he does awesome work for your wives in the bedroom possibly, the stuff that he makes for our home arcades is even better. He's been doing it for years. His Tron stick is fantastic. His Star Wars flight yoke is amazing. His push-pull button spinner is out there. He's also got trackballs, spinners. Glenn's products are all fantastic and certainly improve the experience. Moving on, we've got a absolute juggernaut in this space, Buy Stuff Store. The stuff that this company has come up with in the last 2 years has just been phenomenal. It started with making just a stand, a pedestal stand for the Legends Gamer Pro, and it's just changed into this robust offering of products that you can get everywhere, to the fact that they are the #1 person to go to now to get a back box for your AtGames Legends Pinball, which is first on my list of New Year's resolutions. I have to get one of their deluxe back boxes. Then on top of that, we just saw last week, they're coming out now with their own Ridge Racer mod kits so you can add your own games. This company just keeps innovating, coming up with booster risers for your ALP, so many innovative products. Their driving kit for the AtGames Legends Ultimate, bringing new life into machines. Great stuff from Buy Stuff Store. Then, of course, we've also got Intech Gaming, and I have to apologize. They sent me a deck a while back I've been waiting for a donor cab so I can tear a cab apart and put it in so I can review it, and I'm the worst person in the world. I am so sorry, Intech Gaming, but Intech Gaming make these amazing, like, they're almost like plug-and-play kits where it's a control deck that you can plug video games into, like your Super Nintendo. They've even got Dreamcast, N64, PlayStation, and, you know, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. You just plug your games into the deck, and then you can play them on your arcade 1-up cabinet. Intech Gaming doing some awesome stuff. They've also got a Switch deck, which you can play on your arcade 1-up. Also for the pinball machine, that's pretty cool too. And then last but not least, the godfather of arcade, he also does stuff in this space as well, Joe Zabo. How many products has Joe made? And I really hope I'm not getting this wrong right now, but the one that impressed me the most this year, I've always been complaining about the light-up marquees coming from third parties because they're something different. They're not the original marquee. They don't have the same structure, shape. You have to take your machine apart and put in these other parts. What he came up with this past year, and I really hope I'm not wrong on this, the slip-on covers, just being able to basically peel the sticker off your arcade 1-up marquee, put the slip-on cover over, how good it looks, just amazing. Also, the new marquees he's coming out with for the new cabinets, those replacement ones are fantastic. And, of course, his art packages over the years for these products, all top-notch Joe Zabo. So I'm going to throw these up in the chat and let you guys decide the best third-party product provider for our home arcade needs. And I'm really interested to see where your vote is going to go this year, guys. I know, I'll start the poll already. Thank you very much, Dr. Freeman. I should have started the poll already while I was doing this. You're right. Oh, I got to move the speaker again. Get ready. Intech shouldn't count. They don't have enough diverse products. Oh, always a critic. Always a critic. There's so many other ones too, guys. If there was more than 4 options on the polls, I would have also included Retro 530, Retro Lizard, you know, Angel Otira. So many awesome people out there. I said it, I went with very specific things. Retro 530 is awesome, but I've never seen any of their stuff P-dubs, like other than other people having it. So, I mean, if you think they were snubbed, throw it up in the comments. Retro 530. Oh, I gotta bring up my list. Tulsa Arcades is a good one, too. And she keep typing, Mike. I know. Get to it. Get to the mountain already, Frodo. So, guys, just 1 minute. I should have done this while I was typing. It's not that easy, though. And then last but not least, I don't know. You can only add 4 options, guys. Type in vote Retro 530 for the win. All right. I've heard your feedback. You guys are the bosses. Intech Gaming comes out. Retro 530 goes in. All right, are you happy? Intech Gaming still makes awesome stuff, and you should check it out, though. All right, so Retro 530 has gone in to replace Intech Gaming. Fan vote, community vote. Don't say I don't listen. Aftermarket meanie. Come on, I added Retro 530 in there, guys. I don't even mod, but I'm looking at some of the stuff they're doing. And, you know, Retro Lizard, Retro 530, Arcade Mod Up, like, doing these, like, waterfall decks. And I think Retro Lizard is Retro Lizard now. I'm actually going to be doing one of my first mods. He actually is sending me the Terminator Recess Screen Kit, which I can't wait to see. Welcome to the People's Choice Awards. Poll is up, Digipunk. I don't know. To Die For does awesome stuff too. Rainwater Games. Man, almost stirring the pot. Forgot Ridge Wallet. Oh, this whole section has Michael B in tears. Hey, come on, guys. Come on. Next year, we're going to be talking about other people. We've got GRS involved with Dead Cells. You Play Arcade could have been included. There's so many, guys. Jeez. has to take a break mid-poll. All right, guys, so far, running away with it with 36% of the vote, Retro 530. I am really surprised. I thought Buy Stuff Store would be a stronger contender, but congratulations, Retro 530. The write-in vote knocked in Tech Gaming out and is currently running away with this vote. Very interesting. Very interesting. Buy Stuff 6-inch riser and Retro. Oh, that's why everybody's in love with Retro 530 now, and I should have included them. That coin door light, it's so important right now. Yeah, I know. Voted Zabel. All true, Mike, but both Retro 530 and Buy Stuff Store took it to the next level this year. I agree with that. Like, Buy Stuff Store, in my opinion, I mean, I will have to go back and check more Retro 530 stuff, but Buy Stuff Store, Jesus, like so much stuff coming out, like the back boxes, the wheels, the driving kits, like, I mean, just unreal. They've basically just taken the Legends line of products and said, hey, remember all that stuff you really used to like? Let's make it even more amazing in the last little while. So huge props to Buy Stuff Store. I got to go back to, yeah, New Innovation Award would definitely go to Buy Stuff Store. Like, just the stuff they're doing is incredible. And anyways, I gotta be a host and not influence the vote. You guys vote how you want. We've got 1 minute remaining, 83 votes in so far. It's a close race between Retro 530, the write-in, and Buy Stuff Store. Andy's Game Room gets it. There's only 4. I made the mistake last year when I came up with this award thing. I picked 5, and you could only do 4. It killed me. So I made sure I only had 4 selections this year. All right, we are at 3 minutes. We're going to end the poll, 84 votes, and surprise, surprise, the write-in vote, Retro 530, lighting up the coin doors to your hearts, is our winner for Best Third-Party Product Provider for home arcades. Congratulations, Retro 530. Yay! Woo! All right, so I need a visual aid here now to distract you guys. And we are going to go with... Oh, this is a good one, guys. Best New Form Factor. I think you guys will like this. Well, I call it Best New Form Factor. It's actually Best New Product. And one of these is officially Restalgia approved, guys. Get ready for it. Best New Product, Best New Form Factor. Boom, here we go. So, guys, we're looking at the Restalgia approved Arcade 1-Up Junior. The Arcade 1-Up Junior came out the last year to somewhat interesting reviews. I don't know a lot of people who have it, but it's a children's arcade. This was a new form factor from Arcade 1-Up. Yeah, so we've got that. I didn't really include the XL cabs. Maybe I should have, but I went with the Arcade 1-Up Junior. And then we've got the iiRcade Gold Edition, the upgrade, the iiRcade version 2.0. This was under a category last year, most anticipated home arcade product, the iiRcade version 2.0. We got the iiRcade Gold. Of course, the AtGames Legends Pinball Micro. And last but not least, in the death shit category, in the tiny 1/6 scale arcade category, we've really got our first 1/6 scale super multicade, and that's the GRS Build-A-Cade, probably one of my most excitable products this year because of the diversity it provides to you if you like playing home arcades in that little format on your desk. So I'm going to throw this up in the poll, and you guys can decide what your favorite new product or new form factor is from our home arcade companies this past year. I think I went with best new product. It's so hard to come up with these categories sometimes, especially when you're changing them. Kessel's Arcade says, wasn't Junior 2021? Was it? I didn't think Junior came out till this year, Kessel's, but I could be wrong. Guys, throw it in the comments. If Junior was 2021, I will actually add in the Arcade 1-Up XL Pro. Yeah, okay. Don't say this isn't an interactive show. We're changing it. Babycade's out. Arcade 1-Up XL is in. Just remember the screen when you vote for those XL caps. All right, here we go. You guys have 3 minutes. 3 minutes to vote. Here's your options. Just because you guys, you know, this is an interactive show. You said Babycades were junk. So we've got the Arcade 1-Up XL cabinets. Shaq and Golden Tee came out last year. Then, of course, we've got the iiRcade Gold, the second version of the iiRcade. The ALP Micro, the desktop version of the AtGames Legends pinball that offers everything the bigger version does. And last but not least, the GRS Build-A-Cade. The death shit, I keep calling it death shit, but it's 1/6 scale multi-cade with the vertical screen, replaceable control deck. This thing can do it all and can be just a hub to your TV for your Raspberry Pi. You can plug other controllers into it. Excuse me, guys. And just like the last topic, so far running away with the vote at 77 votes in under a minute is the Arcade 1-Up XL cabs are the best new product, best new form factor. Surprisingly, despite the screens included, oh man, I was going to vote for the Babycade, said no one ever. P-Dubs, you're forgetting. This was Nostalgia's top product of 2022. Yeah, I do like the XL cabs. I like the form factor of the XL. I have to admit that. I've said it in my review. I say it every time. This is what Arcade 1-Up should have always been. It's a shame the 19-inch screen is so bad, but other than that, it's such an awesome product. Realism says iiRcade Gold dead cells. iiRcade Gold is too expensive. Reset Rudy says at $9.99 I might agree with you. At $7.99 I think it's a little bit more reasonable, especially when you see the build quality and you think of how expensive the Arcade 1-Up XL cabinets are. I mean, it's only $100 away. iiRcade monitor drives me nuts. Blurry from all angles unless standing straight on. Steps Gaming, I think you got a bad monitor, man. I don't know what to say. Steve B says this is primarily a 1-Up show filled with 1-Up fans. Should be 1-Up wins across the board. No brainer. This is a 1-Up show. That's news to me, brother. 19K Fox. It's an honor just to be nominated. The legs are extra with the ALP Micro. It's supposed to be a desktop unit, guys. Come on. If you want to hear more nonsensical nonsense from Nostalgia, you can catch them live on Friday nights. That is true, guys. So we're at 94 votes. Somehow, the Arcade 1-Up XL cabinets, despite the screen issues, the write-in vote are running away with this at 49% of the vote. 93 minutes in. We're going to end the poll. And guys, for the second time in a row, the write-in vote takes it. Surprisingly, the Arcade 1-Up XL cabinets are voted the best new product of 2022. Very, very, very surprising. Very surprising indeed. Let's get some immediate... can anyone comment if ALP is better with Sega table legs? Talk to P-Dub's Unacceptable Fringe. He has the Sega legs. Also on my New Year's resolutions for next year to also get those Sega legs and some extra bracers because I need my ALP pinball to be tall enough for adults to play. MG says, you people are nuts. I may agree with him. I may agree with you on that. MG. ALPM would be a good bar top. Yep. We need ranked choice votings. I don't know how that works, Garage Gamer. Anyways, move back to the chillin' chat. We'll wait for this vote to come off the screen. Get some feedback from you guys. I admit I had issues with my iiRcade Gold monitor. Overall, they got addressed, but my Gold does look a little more washed out. Surprising. That is really surprising, guys. Like, you know, put it through the same beta testing I put all the Arcade 1-Up TN monitors from. I don't know what to say. It's not like that. But if you're experiencing it, I mean, you know, obviously I feel bad. Rainwater Game says, not really surprising. More people have Arcade 1-Ups. Market adoption is much lower for the iiRcade, so less people have experienced its quality. I have no problem with iiRcade's monitors, and I have 3 of them, Papa Brad says. Any interest in a Big Red SNK Neo Geo Cab Legacy with 15 games all online? They can mix in sports game shmups. Yeah, of course, console fanboy. I think that there's a really good idea to do like an SNK cab, a Big Red, especially with all the games online. That would be great. The only problem I have is you know, Unico kind of knocked it out of the park. Once you do Neo Geo cab, a Big Red, there's nothing else to do. So they'll come out with another SNK cab with, you know, another 15 games on it, and then you're back to Yoga Flame Art, where they're just making stuff up, and they're not recreating the Big Red, they're throwing shit on it. So it's one of those things, like, yeah, like, I'm sure there's people out there that want it, but I want Arcade 1-Up to be more like, you know, retro, I want Arcade 1-Up to be more like Numbskull Quarter Arcades, and more like, New Wave Toys Replicate. I want them to do the exact version of the original arcade, and you can only do the Neo Geo once, because Arcade 1-Up just won't release the exact same cabinet again. So I don't want it unless it has all the games. Like if Arcade 1-Up released a Neo Geo Big Red, and then you could buy either additional game cartridges to put in, or it had an online store to add games, I would be all over it. Am I going to buy multiple Arcade 1-Up Neo Geo cabs? I'm sure as shit not, because I can't wait for the Yoga Flame version of Big Red to be the second one that comes out. Anyways, that's my diatribe on that. Online is cool, but like I don't give a shit if the arcade looks ridiculous. It doesn't look like real arcade. That's my opinion. Anyways, I'm sorry if not everybody agrees with. If you don't chew Big Red, I love Big Red gum. Oh man, that cinnamon taste. Don't go there. Anyways, guys, moving on to the next topic, and let's start talking about home arcade YouTubers. Let's give some people some credit. So let's go to the best home arcade podcast singles. So what this means is there's a bunch of home arcade podcasts. There's team podcasts, which we'll do later. But right now we're going to take a look at who does the best individual podcast, the best long-form content, as Console Kits calls it. So best home arcade podcast in the space. So your choices are: number 1, Multicade Mondays from P-Dub's Arcade Loft. Number 2, Console Kits podcast from Console Kits, which used to be called Not Another Home Arcade Podcast last year. Number 3 is The Next Level, Kongs Are Us, our good friend B-Kong. And last but not least, This Week, starring 19K Fox. All these cool people I'm friends with, so, you know, it's a little bit of, you know, favoritism, but they're also, in my opinion, and not because of friendsdom, they do the best single podcasts out there. So that's why I've nominated them. Now it's your turn to choose which one you like the best out of those options. And if you have a write-in vote, you disagree, throw it out in the chat, because as you saw, I'm a pretty flexible dude, and I can definitely change one of these options. This cord from this microphone is definitely going to get knocked off. Multicade Mondays. Console Kits podcast. I'm sorry, I don't have better stuff here. The Next Level. You know my favorite thing about B-Kong Show, The Next Level? Is when he actually says, The Next Level. And every time I see 19K Fox's show This Week, I always think about doing a show called Last Week Tonight, like John Oliver, in the home arcade space. How flexible? Can you bite your own toenails, Michael B. the Game Genie? No, unfortunately, I cannot. All right, so the votes are up there. You guys have 3 minutes only to vote for your favorite Home Arcade single podcast. So this is Home Arcade individual person gets up on the screen, does a better job than I do of talking for roughly about an hour to you about Home Arcade news and shit that's interesting. So we've got some good votes so far. Multicade Mondays and Console Kit Podcast are at head-to-head, 32 and 33% next level. And this week, 18 and 17%, 70 votes in just seconds. You guys are killing it. Thank you so much. I know, they're all good guys. That's what makes this so hard. So friggin' hard. I guess it comes down to the topics that they talk about, what you guys enjoy the most. And just know, whoever you don't vote for, I'm going to tell them personally who voted against them. And that'll be hanging above your head forever. Nah, it's an anonymous vote, guys. Don't worry about it. So we've got 1 minute down, 2 minutes to go. A very close race. This is going to be super interesting. Definitely nobody running away with this. Yeah, Jason says, I voted, but all 4 are winners. I could not agree more. All 4 totally are winners. P-Dub's Arcade Loft just automatically lose by trying to bribe you with nostalgia nudes. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants that. Too hairy. Console kits for the community rooms. How can we even compete with that, Dubs? I don't believe my vote counts. Everybody's vote counts. Feet don't count, P-Dubs. I better get those nudes, Rainwater Games says. Oh, King Creole, what's happening, brother? Gotta go with Multicade Mondays because P-Dubs is awesome, and he even had me on his show. That's a good reason. Console Kits is the most well-rounded. If by well-rounded you mean covering Arcade 1 up. I'm just kidding, Console Kits. Papa Brad's Gaming says Multicade Mondays. It is a really close race, guys. In all honesty, I shouldn't win here. I only do the show once a month. Yeah, but you offered nudes, brother. P-Dubs is the godfather of this crew. You know what's funny? I don't know who actually started first. Definitely not me. I mean, I was doing other stuff. I wasn't in the home arcade space, and I am by far the 8th or 9th best single podcaster in this space. All right, guys, we're getting very close to the end here now. 101 votes. This might be the most animated vote we've had so far in the show, guys. Kong's RS is the most stimulating for me and the wife. Interesting. Is it his looks or is it his personality? All right, guys. Boom. Tim's Basement Arcade says, you guys are all awesome. I totally agree. And with that, we are going to end the poll. So best home arcade single podcast with 37% of the votes. Congratulations. Console Kits Podcast. Console Kits, Justin Console Kits takes it away. Very close race between him and Multicade Mondays. Congratulations, Console Kits. It's easy to see why. I mean, you're killing it on Sunday nights. We can't even compete with you anymore. The numbers you bring in, you do such a good job, and you're also so willing to throw out advice to help us all get better too. So thank you very much, Console Kits. He wants to be the Danny Tannen of the home arcade space, but unfortunately, he's still great. He's just the Uncle Joey. All right, moving on. Let's do another fun topic. I think they're all fun. Oh, this one's going to be fun. Another non-slide one. And this one's going to be interesting because there was rumors out there one of these people didn't work for the company anymore. We did this last year. It's a little bit different this year because last year when we did this, we included CEOs. This year, the CEOs aren't really front face of the company anymore. There's other people working there. So this year, we are going to be taking a look at best company spokesman from the home arcade space. So get ready for your options. All right, here we go, guys. Get ready for some typing. Here we go. So first option is Michael from iiRcade, who has really taken over from Jong. Michael does so much for that company. Now he's hosting game days on Fridays. So we got Michael iiRcade. Then we've got Liv, Arcade 1-Up, came onto the scene really with a lot of energy last summer. Get Loud for Liv. She was there for the Red Cross event. She's been the host of that 1-Up show, bringing with her a bunch of, experience from her days with, was it Hasbro? Yeah, Hasbro and HasLabs, and now really trying to build up what Arcade 1-Up does with their online sales and their online reach. So good job for Liv. And then, is that a typewriter? Yes, Marty McFly, that's a typewriter. All right. So then we've got, I got to remember the options now. My brain is going numb. Oh, because this is a little bit weird this year. So then we've also got Glenn from GRS. Glenn is his own spokesperson. He's the only CEO. That's the spokesperson for GRS, for the GRS Build-A-Cade. And last but not least, Console Kits, Arcade 1-Up. Now I'm only joking. We'll stop that joke now. Unfortunately, there isn't really anybody else there. We're going to throw in this one. But I haven't heard from this company in a while. I'm guessing she's still the representative. There's currently nobody from AtGames as their community representative. They kind of let their messages do the typing, so this is going to be interesting. I'm going to ask the community now. Put your vote in. I know who's going to vote what, I think. Or is this not going to come out? The chat. The chat has gone crazy, guys. Of course it has. I know, we all very much miss John D. Oh my God. So the chat is, I got to show you this, guys. I'm going to throw this on the screen here so you can see it. I tell you, I think Justin didn't like my joke and he's hacking me. So let me just throw this on screen. Look, I tried to put the poll up and it killed the chat. Yikes. So I may have to exit that and go back in and try to start it again, guys. Very sorry about that. I'm trying to get this poll up. So give me a minute here. AtGames Monthly PowerPoint gets my vote. Oh, yeah. I mentioned to him that I don't really like the PowerPoint, but what are you going to do, right? All right, guys. So really quickly, let me just try to figure out how to get the chat back. It didn't like my poll that I threw up there. So let's try it from here. Start a poll. Try it here. So we're only going to go with 3 options. We've got Michael iiRcade, Liv Arcade 1-Up, Glenn GRS, and you know what? I am going to add an option. Just for a joke. There we go. Let's see if it goes up this time. There's the poll. Best company spokesperson, Company T spokesperson, Michael iiRcade, Liv Arcade 1-Up, Glenn GRS, and AtGames spreadsheet. So choose your favorite company spokesperson. The voting has just started. I see 38 votes. And so far, Michael from iiRcade is out in the lead. AtGames spreadsheet, getting a respectable 11% of the votes so far. I love life. It's a PowerPoint that includes spreadsheets. That's true. Basically, I instead of spreadsheets, I should have put down AtGames Microsoft Office Suite. Ooh, we've got some movement here. Michael from iiRcade is still out in the lead, but Liv and Glenn are now tied in second place. Liv from Arcade 1-Up, Glenn from GRS, both with 24%. Michael from iiRcade still in the lead. I think AtGames is a great product. Does this make me... No, it's a company spokesperson. So the person from the company that does the official talking on behalf of the company. And right now, like AtGames has nobody that really talks to the company. They let their social media and their presentations do that, but they don't have a public face that can be the answer. Like we've got Glenn, you know, he goes out there and promotes his products. Liv right now for Arcade 1-Up is on that 1-Up show. And of course, Michael from iiRcade, he does game days every Friday. I would like to see AtGames have some kind of presence like that. Like a couple years ago when Dubs and Haywood, Dubs and Tech Buzz were doing that show. I mean, that was a company show, Legend Center. Even though it was on their channels respectively, that was a company show. They sort of could have been company representatives. Nostalgia could have been the company representative, I guess, where he was on our show. But we're at 2 minutes, 103 votes. We're moving along nicely. iiRcade Light Guns. Just got my Sinden. I got my Sinden back there too, man. I got mine from UPlayArcade a while ago. I haven't had a chance to test it, but it's beautiful. Waiting for iiRcade to throw their shit out there so we can start playing it. Thank you very much for the super chat, Tyler. King Creole says, bring back Legend Center. Well, I would like to see somebody talk for them. 104 votes. Guys, we're getting close. 105 votes. Michael should grow that stash back. That stash was pretty awesome. All right, closing the poll, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner, if I can ever see it, show up in the chat, with 37%, and it didn't show up in the chat for some reason, was Michael from iiRcade. The host of Game Days took away the chat. Second place with 28% of the vote, Glenn from GRS Thunderstick. Congratulations, guys. Congratulations to Michael. Congratulations to Glenn. And AtGames spreadsheet, Microsoft Suite of Offices. It would be nice if you guys had some kind of company spokesperson representative to appear on shows, to deliver some public messaging about your product. That would be dope if you guys did that. It's cool that you rely on YouTube people to pass on your messages, but it would be nice if you had a public face as well. Best home arcade lobbyist, Prince Malcolm. Hard to disagree with that. I totally agree. All right, moving on. Trying to get through all these topics. I'm wasting too much time, guys. I'm sorry. Trying to be fast here. So let's go right now to Best Home Arcade Podcast. This is the group podcast category. Get ready for this. This should be fun. So guys, here are your options. I'm going to throw it up in the poll. Best Home Arcade Podcast. So, number 1 is the reformed Retro Buzz Game Time, starring the Tech Buzz, Glenn's Retro Show, She Lion, and Wild Bill, Bill's Retro Gaming. Number 2, I gotta go and check my list again. Hold on. Number 2, the Weekly Retro Party. Every Wednesday, check out UAG. Sometimes Mode is on it. OAG, OTG, Overthink Gaming, and, you know, they run a good show on Wednesdays, Weekly Retro Party. I'm sorry, guys, you had some turnover with hosts there. I'm trying to remember everybody on the show. Then we've also got the iiRcadians, and there are hundreds of hosts, so check out the iiRcadians, and then last but not least, the Super Game Room Dudes, and this is the only one that I'm partially included with. I hate putting myself in something here, but it's too hard not to include the Super Game Room Dudes because we're super, and it would take away from the rest of the hosts. So I'm going to ask the community, boom, vote for the best home arcade multi-person podcast. You guys can choose whoever you want. I won't be offended if you don't pick Super Game Room Dudes. Vote for your favorite. Don't feel obligated to vote Super Game Room Dudes. We've got 77% for Super Game Room Dudes. I almost can't do this because I'm involved. iArcadians with 10%, Weekly Retro Party 8%, Game Time with 4%. So again, your choices are Game Time, the reformed Retro Buzz podcast, new hosts, new flavor. Check them out. Thursday nights. Then you've got the Weekly Retro Party. Wednesday nights, you get your mainstay, UAG, Moat, OTG. They're bringing their take on the weekly home arcade news. iArcadians, it's your group followed by Papa Brad, Kev Grat, and Steps Gaming sometimes on it. It's all about what's happening in the iArcade. That's your source of information. Go there. And the Super Game Room dudes, I don't know what the hell these guys do. They mainly talk about this movie called Cocaine Bear. Check out Cocaine Bear, and Friday nights, check out the Super Game Room dudes. I know, Conti, everybody's feeling obligated. I don't know what to do here. Mike George, bigger blowout than Reagan in 84. Mr. Gorbachev, tear that wall down. I do feel weird about putting it up there. I'm not going to lie. I just don't feel obligated to vote for Super Game Room dudes, guys. Brooklyn Menace is an iArcadian, so check out Brooklyn Menace as well. Prince Malcolm knows. Cocaine Bear. Console Fanboy says, Weekly Retro Party for life. Koja Jangle says, this was a setup. Oh, yeah. The new show, Basement Gaming, is gone. There's a Tuesday night show with Rascal and Shotgun Sean. Go check that out as well. You should have put in order from best to worst. Conflict of interest, I don't disagree. Unacceptable fringe. Tuesday night, iArcade Zone. King Creole, I agree with you, but that's a official iArcade show, so that's why it couldn't be included here. It's under official shows. Yeah, and P-Dubs knows it. Seriously, huge shout out to all the team shows out there. Everyone has fun. That's what it's all about. And anybody that talks about Cocaine Bear has a winner on their hands. Cocaine Bear, that's what it's all about. I agree. Super Game Room dudes needs a Cocaine Bear watch party. Cocaine Bear G. Brooklyn Menace doesn't realize he's an iArcadian. All right, guys. 70% of the vote going to Super Game Room dudes. I know it's a bit of a conflict of interest. JR, like to be on record, I'm a huge UAG fan. Well, you're going to have a chance to vote for him again in the near little while. Arcade 1-Up Propaganda Machine, that's me. Cocaine Bear, oh, we are talking about Mike. Also accurate. All right, guys, 3 minutes, 117 vote, and with 68% of the vote, the Super Game Room dudes run away with Best Home Arcade Podcast, and I'm aware it's a massive conflict of interest. I'm sorry. There's only so much I can do. At least I didn't put myself in. And you know what the funny thing is? Even if I did put myself in there for like best home arcade YouTuber, I still wouldn't win. So it's not like there's a conflict of interest there. So thank you very much. And we all know the reason Super Game Room dudes won, Nostalgia. So thank you very much, Nostalgia. You are the wind beneath our wings, my friend. All right. Man, this all took a very, very long time. Okay, this is a weird category, and this actually has a visual aid, so maybe this will be more exciting for people due to the visual aid. All right, get ready, guys. So here we go. Boom. So now we have Best Ongoing Home Arcade Product, and here's what feels weird about this. This was one of the categories last year. Same product included, the Arcade 1-Up Infinity Game Table. I don't know if it should be included in the home arcade space, but it's the only product from Arcade 1-Up that is ongoing, where there's new things coming to it. Risk just came to it. You can buy new games and add to it. So I will say, I don't know if that is a fair thing to be there, but it's included. Keep that in mind. So we've got iArcade, still new games coming to it, and with Glenn's help and the good people from Uplay Arcade, There's going to be accessories, new control decks coming to the system this year, as well as new games constantly coming to it and new ways to play. Then, of course, we got the AtGames Legends Pinball this past year. We saw the Natural History Pinball Pack, which I shit on so hard when I heard about it. I was like, what? What a weird choice for a theme for pinball. And they turned out to be amazing tables. Some of the best stuff AtGames has ever put out there. And I love them. Probably my favorite actual homegrown game I play on that table. And homegrown games I play on that table. And Dr. Seuss looks really cool too. So you got the AtGames Legends Pinball. And then last but not least, the AtGames Legends Ultimate. There's new stuff coming to it all the time through ArcadeNet, and of course with new products and shit like that. There's new stuff going on with it. You can see in the background I've got the AtGames Legends Bit LCD, and I've got a beautiful looking Robotron marquee because of that device. So with the new technology coming out for it, new shit you can do with it, it's always evolving. So throw it in the chat. What is your best ongoing home arcade product? I know, Steps Gaming, I said... No, Kelsel's Arcade. This is best ongoing home arcade product. So best home arcade product that has the long-standing opportunity to do this shit. So like Infinity Game Table, there's new games constantly coming to it. It's one of Arcade 1-Up's only products where it's being updated and continued on. So let's start the poll. You guys vote. Best ongoing home arcade product. iiRcade. Throw it in the chat. What one you want? And ALU. Ask the community. IGT just added Risk. I'm pretty excited about that. If I can ever get my wife to take all her legal documents off the Infinity Game Table next to the couch, I'm going to download Risk. Hey, Fox, you're the most updatable. You watch it, brother. Donut says I'll stick with my classic consoles. Yeah. Do like the Infinity Game... yeah, it's best home arcade product. It's not necessarily that it's a home arcade, but it's from a home arcade company, I guess, Kelsel, you can call it that way. Unacceptable Fringe. Make sure to vote for AtGames as their newly self-appointed spokesperson. Don't want to lose my job, not this fast. So far, 45% say the iiRcade is the best ongoing home arcade product. iRoom games just came to the system in the last little while. Really good ones too. R-Type Leo is a lot of fun. I love Ninja Spirit. Moon Patrol is dope. ALP, like we talked about, there's new games coming. Grinch right around the corner on the 20th of December. Infinity Game Table, Risk just got there. And the AtGames Legends Ultimate, new products. And they are releasing new arcade packs. Hopefully there's some good stuff coming in the near future. So, all good. Console kits, I'm inclined to remind you to hit the like button. Let's help Mike hit 100 likes. That would be dope if I can hit 100 likes. If not, don't worry about it, guys. More importantly, hope you guys have a good time enjoying this very stupid and not real home arcade awards show. So far, we're 1 minute in. The iiRcade is 44% of the vote, but I will tell you the ALP is really close, guys, right behind it. Yeah, Heated Barrel looks like a lot of fun. It's a game like Sunset Riders, and it's got that Bloody Wolf style. So I've picked it up as well, but I haven't really put a ton of time into it. Papa Brad says the Activision pack was pretty sweet for the Legends Ultimate. You just expand. I actually have expanded to a third room as well, Kelsel's Arcade. So what I've got in my third room so far, it's like my basement downstairs is actually used to be an income property. So we had an apartment down there. So I've taken over the kitchen area now for arcades as well. So I've got my two XL cabinets. That's where my Pro Killer Instinct's going. And that's where my Pong pub table is as well. So we'll see how that room changes as well. So yeah, I'm with you on the third room. And I've even got Arcade 1-Up. I've got my Blitz cab up in my office now too. Rainwater Games, you're sending physical trophies to the winners, right? Yeah, totally. That's from Nintendo World in New York on my coffee mug. I was there back about 10 years ago. Me and my wife just drove up to New York, took a trip up there, and I had to go to Nintendo World. And it was funny because I expected it to be this almost like museum with nostalgia and stuff. And I went in and I saw like the stuff they had there. And my wife said, "You look disappointed." And I was like, I have more stuff at home. Like 40 times more stuff at home from Nintendo's history than they have. I don't know. I expected something different than a store with a couple collectibles in there. Oh yeah, Kelsel, that's what you got to do. Sofas are a deal breaker when it comes to these home arcade products. No room for sofas. All right, after 3 minutes, guys, we're going to end the poll. And the winner, which I think was also the winner last year as well, if I'm not mistaken, with 42% of the vote, best ongoing home arcade product, iiRcade. Congratulations to the iiRcade on winning best ongoing home arcade product. So guys, I'm just going to change back over to this screen while I bring up the next one. And I think this one will be a fun vote. It's definitely going to be subjective. I even put a one in there I hate, but I want you to tell me what the community likes because I can't assume the community likes everything I like. So guys, moving on. This is the category best looking home arcade product. So you're choosing 100% just on the visual appearance of the product. The form factor, the art, everything included. What makes you the happiest, as Marie Kondo says, what brings you joy when it comes to these products? So let me show you your options. So I should have made this full screen before I did that. We've got Arcade 1-Up Dragon's Lair, the AtGames Legends Pinball Micro. Remember, there were multiple designs of this. You could have went with a solid style as well. iiRcade, not just the Dead Cells. You could also pick Double Dragon, Gold. You could also pick the Dragon's Lair or Space Invaders. And then last but not least, I hate this one, but I want you guys to give me feedback on it. The Yoga Flame Arcade 1-Up cabinet. Pizza the Hut himself. Some people actually really like the custom art on the side. So I want to hear your guys' opinion in the comments. I want your guys' feedback. Tell me, what is your favorite looking home arcade product of the past year? I did put Pizza Hut in there. 100% I did, because some people said they loved it. I hate it, but some people say that they loved it. And I can't wait to see how the community votes on this one. I'm guessing I might be surprised. Sorry guys, hard to type and talk at the same time. Let me know, guys, what do you think is the best looking home arcade product from the past year? Conti Dinda, you like the Yoga Flame look. I am really surprised. I know like a lot of people like the game's lineup, but the look. Dragon's Lair is out to a commanding lead, as it should be. Dragon's Lair, in my opinion, is probably one of the best looking. I'm supposed to not pass my opinions, but here we go. Dragon's Lair, I mean, I love the attention to detail they did of recreating the original arcade, especially going out and getting that alphanumeric screen. So important. The overall package is just fantastic. ALP Micro, they didn't go with classic art, but I still think it looks really good. But it is, again, made up back boxes from virtual games. Dead Cells, something completely out there, but don't just consider that. The new Gold Edition had other options, so keep that in mind. And then last but not least, Yoga Flame. For some reason, people tells me, look, Conti Dinda says no nostalgia. Nostalgia isn't a factor. Just looks sick. That's his opinion, man. Kelsel's Arcade says, I do like the Yoga Flame work. Awesome, lined up with MK and Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Yeah, this new form factor, Rob, is just unreal. Like, I know there's still a little bit of a deck ridge there on the control panel, but otherwise, I mean, if this is the new, shark fin design, like this is your new standard arcade 1-up build, you've knocked it out of the park. It's great. The only feedback I would give you is it would be nice if the control panel was already built with the skirt around it instead of having to do that after the fact and you just lay it over the thing. That's the only feedback. I don't know if that's something you could possibly do, because kind of like what I did with NFL Blitz, the skirt and everything's all done. You just lay it there. If the skirt for the midway shape could be done like that too, that would be awesome and really help with the build. Don't care about risers, makes the cab easier to move. I think we all agree we're looking forward to a riserless future, which hopefully coming in the new year. 2 minutes down, Dragon's Lair at 56%. Tegan says, Dragon's Lair cab is cool, but the games run bad. I've heard that. That a lot of people are unhappy with. There's some audio glitching, especially later in the game. I don't notice it, but I'm not a hardcore Dragon's Lair fan, so I'm just saying it's out there. People are saying it, but nah. Michael B, no offense, your choices suck. No Shindu Hadouken, no MK. We didn't get Shin Hadouken here, brother. And that MK cab, yeah, that should have been there possibly. Looking back on it, MK probably should have been there instead of Yoga Flame. I agree with you. I got a full-on riser right now, Pitbull says. Oh, Stupid Fat Hobbit says, keep the riser list for the XL and Pro. Keep 3/4 with risers. Papa Brad's Gaming says, just say no to elephant feet. Risers need to end. Let's look at the chat. We're at 3 minutes in poll, and the best-looking home arcade of 2022, no surprise, goes to Arcade 1-Up, Dragon's Lair. The attention to detail they did when Arcade 1-Up tries hard to recreate classic arcade cabinets. Sometimes they can absolutely knock it out of the park. Look at the way Tron looks. Look at the way Dragon's Lair looks. That's good shit. Good job, Arcade 1-Up, and congratulations on the win for Dragon's Lair. Soxcade, I would have voted Tron. Tron was last year, brother. Retro passes 19-inch monitors need to be standard. Not if they're the TN monitors in the XLs, brother. Not if they're the TN monitors. All right, moving on. Let's see what else we're going to cover here, guys. Trying to get through this as quickly as humanly possible. So now... Shit. Hold on 1 second, guys. All right, so we've got another visual aid one. Let me make sure. I'll take this off the screen, go to the normal chillin' chat while I get that up and ready for you guys. Sorry for the delay. All right, some people will be happy to see some of this. Some people won't. So best online experience, home arcade. I know you guys are upset that Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and NFL Blitz isn't there. Maybe they'll be there next year. But best online experience from Arcade 1-Up and other home arcade companies. What you have to realize is that some of these are kind of ongoing. Like we got NBA Jam XL this year. NBA Jam is product that Arcade 1-Up has continued to build upon. Now it's cross-platform between the XL and the original 3/4 scale, and it's the same thing with the Street Fighter 2 Turbo, the online community they're building with this cabinet, tied in with Big Blue, so that's why those two are included. Of course, you've got AtGames on the Legends Ultimate ArcadeNet, which has been running for years. You can decide if that's your favorite online experience, and the one I'm most proud of in the past year, because I kind of gave them a hard time about it, but iiRcade has come on strong, really delved in and delivered online for a lot of their game offerings, and I'm very proud of them. So here are your choices for best online gaming experience in the home arcade space for the last year. So vote for your favorite, guys. 1 second, I'll put it up. No Killer Instinct, because Killer Instinct right now, that'll probably show up next year when the Pro gets out there and the Spectate mode gets out of beta. So let's not, throw all the flowers yet, because Spectate mode's still in beta. And we're going to add an option. And add option, last but not least. You tell me what you think the best online experience in the home arcade space is from these choices. Amico is going to be the best experience. If this is the real Tommy, I grew up watching you on Reviews on the Run here in Canada. I'm a huge fan. I haven't been following your Amico stuff, but man, there's a lot of people that aren't very happy with it. So if you're the real Tommy Tallarico, huge fan. I got a feeling you might not be. Where's option E? Killer Instinct shouldn't be there. Killer Instinct, one cab, online experience is pretty good. But again, Spectate mode is in beta, just added. Next year when the pros get out and you get the cross-platform play, plus the full Spectate mode, definitely should be there. Even in beta, it's better than all of these. That's your opinion, JT Brumwick? MVC2 isn't up there. Obviously, MVC2 wasn't up there. How many more categories, Mike? Oh, we're good till about 2 a.m. Yeah, Blitz is now online, just for the original NFL Blitz. I haven't been able to connect to an online game yet. I'm not 100% sure why there. I get stuck on the data entry system right now, like that when you're choosing your game. But I haven't tried to join anybody. People have tried to join me. Steps Gaming says KI is the best. Everybody with that recent thing, they're very excited about KI. But realistically, again, I'll say this. Spectate mode just added. Pro Cab, January. Next year, yes, 100% they could be added. KI Pro is canceled. Yeah, it's not coming. I'll show you mine in January, MG. Big Blue and Yoga Flame all the way. So far, believe it or not, guys, 36% of the vote is going to iiRcade. It's a close poll, though. Street Fighter coming in at a close second at 30%. Papa Brad's Gaming is saying 67 games online on iiRcade. We play Riptide with the whole crew racing, and it's flawless. Riptide Renegade, awesome game. Love it. So we've got 1 minute left, 91 votes. If you want somebody else to win, you better vote now. But right now, 36% iiRcade, 29% for the Street Fighter retro fight game community, NBA Jam, 16%, and ArcadeNet at 18%. Biggie D's Arcade says, KI Beta is better than all these. You guys. Jason M knows these choices are all impressive, but Al Bundy scored 4 touchdowns in a single game. iiRcade might have it, and after 100 votes in 3 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, best online experience. 37% goes to iiRcade. So the 67 games that they have online, people have spoken. They have said there. Some people in the comments said there should have been a write-in vote for Killer Instinct because of the new beta. But again, it was in beta. Maybe that's the write-in vote. You can choose for yourself. But the official vote states that the best online experience at 37% is iiRcade. Online head-to-head for iiRcade isn't great, though. I will tell you, I've played Warrior Blade against Nostalgia. I've played some other online, and I've had a really good experience. So I apologize, Kongs RS, if your experience wasn't as good. Yeah, guys, and I can't wait until the new Spectate mode is out of beta, the pro's out, and we're all playing against each other, kicking ass in Killer Instinct. Nooner, that comment is probably going to stay hidden, but I agree, that is the best online experience. All right, guys, so moving on. We're getting into the championship categories now. We're almost done. 3 categories left. And this one is going to be a controversial one, and I apologize, but I took myself out of here. So, best home arcade content creator. So, vote for your favorite home arcade content creator. There's so many awesome people out there. Honestly, it was too hard for me to choose the best of the best, so I picked some people and kind of like chose some names out of a hat. I'm not saying that these are my favorite home arcade content creators. These are just 4 choices I picked, and you guys vote. I'm not taking anybody out here because that would be offensive to anybody, so vote on the options as provided. And if you don't like somebody, well then I'm sorry. Best home arcade YouTuber. I'm not going to call it a content creator. I'm a YouTuber. Always have been. Cool Toy is not an option. Cool Toy doesn't cover home arcade anymore. All right, so here are your choices. Give me a second here, guys. Boom! And if anybody doesn't like the choices, I apologize, guys, but those are the 4 names I put up there. Here are your choices for Best Home Arcade YouTuber. We've got P-Dub's Arcade Loft, Your Average Gamer, Console Kits, and 19K Fox. Out of those 4 names, choose your favorite home arcade YouTuber. Realistically, there's no losers here because everybody's kind of doing this out of their own free time. They're doing it for fun and sharing their passion of home arcade and all kinds of stuff. Console Kits has a really, really good point. 19K Fox because he's so damn sexy. King Creole's trolling. He says, Retro Ralph. Everybody knows Ralph doesn't cover home arcade anymore. Obsidian Contraption says, everybody not on the list is pissed. That's true. I'm not on the list, and I'm pissed. Ep Cyclone says, I knew where the F is B-Kong. Well, to be honest with you, I don't consider live streams content creation B-Kong. Linksy says, I just screamed Moat at the top of my lungs. Moat would have been a good choice too. Absolutely. Guys, again, there's only 4 options. I could have picked 100 people to put on this. There's so many people in this space. They're so good, doing good stuff, doing talented stuff. Please don't take anybody being left off this list as a declaration of me not thinking they're of the high quality the other people on this list are. Of course, there's only 4 options, so I just wanted to throw it out there. You guys choose. LOL, I hate you, Michael B. And for the best use of the Infinity Game Table, my choice goes to Kong's R Us for finding a place for his, I forget what it's called now, the Mandalorian ship. Oh, I forget the name of it. So much quality in this space. Everybody's quality. Like, I've met most of these people in person. Everybody's really good. They want to be there for the right reasons. So, yeah, there is no losers here, guys. So we're at 2 minutes, 103 votes. We're getting pretty close. This one's a bit of a runaway. Not surprised to see where it's going. It's pretty much where I expected. He is the king of home arcade, after all, and the mayor of home arcade. Razor Crest. Console Kits knows. If anybody knows about Star Wars, it's him. Razor Crest is the correct answer. Kong does take it to another level. That's true. Detroit Love is also a fantastic choice. Danny Davis is not voting. That's fair. So we're at 3 minutes. Guys, with your choices, your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. Cox R Us with the $5 super chat. I'll take my Razor Crest table stand award for using my Infinity game table. I love you, Con. You're the best. Congratulations to Michael B. the Game Genie, best home arcade YouTuber. I don't know how I could have... No, I'm only joking. Congratulations, P-Dubs Arcade Loft, the king and mayor of home arcade. Well deserved, my friend. Fastest growing, most watched, good dude. Everybody say congratulations to P-Dubs Arcade Loft. Stupid Fat Hobbit says, best online moment of the year, Michael B. tackling P-Dubs in Chicago. I can't disagree. All right, so now we're moving on. And we've got visual aids for these next one. Again, I upped the budget by 190% this year, guys. So this is like the Best Director Award. And you guys might not like the choices, but here we go. So we're going with Best Home Arcade Company overall 2022. Get ready. Here it comes. And guys, I already know how you're going to vote. Well played. So you're going to view this company by their overall accomplishments for the entire year. Honestly, I could have just went with 3 here, but I threw a 4th one in there because they did talk about possibly bringing out another product in the very near future, but we haven't seen anything else on it. So I'm asking the community. Best overall home arcade company 2022. So we've got AtGames. Brought us the AtGames Legends Pinball Micro, the Quad Play Control Panel, and the Bit LCD in 2022, as well as new pinball tables and continued ArcadeNet. Then, of course, we've got Arcade 1-Up. Slower year for Arcade 1-Up. If you think about the totality of their releases, going back to January, Ridge Racer and Terminator 2 were part of this year's releases. And then we got the debacle, unfortunately, that was most of the legacy units this year with the TN monitors and Monitor Gate, unfortunately. And then after that, we got some good new cabinets with just zany art with Yoga Flame, Shin Hadouken, and then the new Miss Pac-Man Legacy. And then after that, we got XL cabinets with bad screens, but really cool cabinets. And then after that, Marvel vs. Capcom and Blitz. It's been a really good year in terms of the titles released, but maybe not so much a good year in terms of the performance and the delivery. So, I mean, take that as you will, but I mean, it is what it is this year for Arcade 1-Up. It's been a very interesting year. And then you've got a lot of stuff came out, just maybe not delivered as well as it should have been. Then we've got iiRcade. We had the Gold come out this past year, the Gold unit finally, an update for people who want to take their cabinet to the next level. You got a marquee, new form factor, new art, and new sound, and then you've got the games coming out. I know people are going to bite my head off for this, but what's really been missing from iiRcade this past year, a lot of great games, really good quality games, but there's been a lack of newer, more advanced titles coming to the arcade. I mean, we saw such cool stuff last year with Retromania Wrestling, Mayhem Brawler, and we haven't seen that level of quality this year. We've seen some good arcade titles, really good arcade titles, but I don't know if it's really reaching its full potential where the game library should be. And then last but not least, Unico. I really could have left them off. The MDSX, we got a Riser this year, which was a really good product. And then there was also the rumor about the Phoenix monitors. There was also a possibility about Candy Cab coming out, and then the Visco Mini. We haven't seen a lot of these come to fruition, so probably could have been left out. I'm not expecting a lot of people to vote for Unico, but I'll put the option out there because the high-low hack really makes this fun for a lot of people. And so for our 2 minutes in, 45% of the vote, Arcade 1-Up. Surprisingly. Well, I guess not surprisingly, because they just have so much stuff out there. iiRcade just needs one light gun game. Just give me one. That's what I'm waiting for, too. I got my Sinden light gun the other day. I'm just waiting for one game so I can at least test it out. Must be a lot of smoking in this chat. I love my MVSX. Rated higher than AtGames or iiRcade. It definitely, in terms of the arcade nostalgia factor, yeah, definitely more than both those. Completely agree. Well, I mean, it's up to the people to vote, Brad. I very clearly stated all the issues that Arcade 1-Up had. Released a lot of great titles. It's like they're like the delivery just wasn't there. But David G says it. There's going to be a lot of people out in the community that are going to say this. Like I said, a lot of good games. They released a lot of good games this year, but still the games that they're releasing, a lot of people aren't interested in. So, I mean, that's all you can do. All right, guys, with the end of the poll, best overall company, despite all the mistakes, 40%, Arcade 1-Up, a very close second, iiRcade at 37%. This is 128 votes, one of the closest ones we've had. One of the closest ones we've had so far. P-Dubs makes a good point here. The results here are actually surprising me. I thought Arcade 1-Up would run away with it just due to its new popularity. Your Average Gamer says the games in the iiRcade are the games you get 2 proofs of purchase from Kellogg's. That's his feelings, and, there's nothing to say. Some people love the games. I think there's a lot of really good games. Like, I was over the moon. They got Ninja Spirit. I was so excited, but there's still a lot of people out there that are like, Ninja what? It's one of those things. So anyways, guys, on to the last one. I've kept you here long enough. Let's end it with a bang, hopefully. Here we go. Did I even show you guys the visual aid for that one? I probably didn't. I'm dumb that way. But I did have a visual aid for the last one. So here it is. Best overall product released in 2022. Taking everything into consideration from the home arcade space. This is the big vote at the end of the night. So first off, we've got the Capcom Legacy unit this year. Yoga Flame. 14 games. Amazing game lineup. A lot of people like the art. A lot of people don't, so it's your choice. The AtGames Legends Pinball Micro, the miniaturized version of the popular AtGames Legends Pinball, does everything its big brother does with a fraction of the real estate taken up in your game room. It's a pretty dope device. The iiRcade Gold Edition, bringing in the new features for control options, also those new speakers with the JBL audio. It's the old speakers with new software for the JBL audio. New form factor with the light up marquee, iiRcade, and then last but not least, the Dragon's Lair cabinet with, as much as people want to shit on the emulation and audio sync issues, in terms of the way it looks, the fun of playing the games, the nostalgia it brings you, Dragon's Lair. Those are your 4 choices. So let's see what you guys think is the overall top-rated home arcade product of 2022. Sorry, guys. I really wish there was a way to preemptively throw this in there, so I didn't have to type this shit out. This is why people have multiple hosts, I guess. And the power is now in your hands. You tell me what your favorite Arcade 1-Up product is from this past year, from these 4 choices. Again, there's other ones I could have put there. The Midway Legacy, despite the bad screen, like, awesome cabinet. First one to use that new form factor, great. And the games list is awesome. I know some people say the online is hit and miss, but I've had really good experiences with it. On top of that, I mean, You know, I like the XL cabinets. Screen kind of brings it down. There's tons of products that could have been here. Tons. But these are the ones I'm throwing out there. So far, the vote is very interesting. We got 74 votes. Tight race. It is a tight race. It's tighter than I thought so far. With 35% of the vote, we've got the Arcade 1-Up, a reserved, what was it? Reserve stock Dragon's Lair cabinet at 34% with 88 votes in, 27% for the iiRcade Gold, 30% for the Yoga Flame, and coming up in the end, the ALP Micro. Oh, for God's sakes, console fanboy, iiRcade has been in every single choice in your poll. So I think so is AtGames, buddy. Like, every single choice is about having multiple companies offered. Trying to vote again for Dragon's Lair, but I can't. I do not blame you. Kessel's Arcade says, LOL UAG, my iiRcade made a great hat stand for a while. If you put the iiRcade games on the Yoga Flame and put the Yoga Flame games on iiRcade, what would be the best? There you go. Answer that one, console fanboy. No worries. No worries. So hard. I understand what you're trying to say. Dragon's Lair is not pointless if you have an iiRcade. That's your opinion. It's like all these are pointless if I have a Raspberry Pi. That's your opinion, and if you're happy playing that way, that's fine. But some people want that extra step. They want the, you know, nostalgia, the appearance of the original cab, and while that might not be important to you, it's very important to others. Yoga Flame and Shinku are the same in terms of games list. I kind of like the art on Shinku Hadouken a lot more, personally. Jason, I couldn't agree with you more. Let's hope next year Arcade 1-Up goes back to the 80s. Hey, remember the 80s? And they do more shit that way. So guys, we're at 2 minutes. We're reaching out to that 3-minute point. 121 votes in so far. And it is so close right now. It's really surprising. Yeah, P-Dubs makes a good point, guys. Anyone who takes a fake award show, they're totally real, by the way, too seriously needs to have their head examined. This is just for funsies, guys. Just for funsies. All right, guys. We're at 123 votes. 3 minutes. End the poll. And guys, with 32% in the absolute closest race of the night, the Home Arcade product of the year is the special reserve stock Dragon's Lair cabinet from Arcade 1-Up. Interesting. I love that cabinet. I did a playthrough of it a couple nights ago. Had a blast. Had so much fun. So challenging to play the original Dragon's Lair without the cues that I'm so used to from playing it on the iiRcade. And then the other games were a blast. The cabinet's beautiful. Having that extra alphanumeric screen is awesome. The marquee with the right shape. Just the nostalgia having that cab in my arcade. I'm in love with it. But honestly, there's not a bad product here. I love the ALP Micro. I love my iiRcade Gold. I love the form factor of the Yoga Flame. And I love the games list of the Yoga Flame. I don't know if I love the art, but I understand other people do. Every one of these products is a bang-on winner. So anyways, congratulations to all the companies for releasing cool shit that entertained us this year. So before I go, I do have to say thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Again, I emphasize this is all just for fun. It's a fun way to look back on the year, talk about some of the good, some of the bad, and give our fake awards to the products we think are the most. Thank you so much for everybody for participating in this community, being positive, having fun, and we will see you next year for the 2023 Home Arcade Awards, where Arcade 1-Up will win for Cab of the Year, Arcade Product of the Year, for the Robotron 2084 3/4 scale Home Arcade. You heard it here first. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, good night. Have fun. Be young. Drink Pepsi. Thank you so much for joining me. This is Michael B. the Game Genie, and I'll see you guys next time. Where's my end credits? Did I not put it on this thing? End credits. Countdown on screen. I didn't add my end credits to my Stream Deck. Man, Mike, you gotta learn, man. You got to learn.